the top 4.
So we got Kurshaun versus Matador. Kurshaun coming off a hot 3rd place at Nick at Night Invitational, beating players like Smub, Peanut. Those were only 2. Me, only 3 I can really think of the top of my head. But
yeah, heard that event was pretty lit.
It was a very good event, and you should check out the VODs. But he's just also been playing on a different level, honestly, a bit lately.
Yeah, I've been noticing Matador just go for a lot more confirms. I've been seeing Kurshaun just having a bit more flexibility in his game plan. And that's something that matters a lot.
Yeah. Having, of course, with how flexible the character Pac-Man is, it's really good to have. Because, once again, that character, wow, it's a big ball at the end of the day, and Matador's just going to slap it.
Yeah, and something that I think is really important is, like, I know Kurshaun's Twitter name is KurtCamp, but I feel like he plays his best games when he is able to go in and make some plays. It seems like that's what Soul wants to do, but he knows that camping's the best for him. It's kind of an interesting tug of war to see how he plays.
Yeah, that's just, I feel like that's a lot of the, just keep bouncing him off the backboard, I guess. I feel like that's how Smash is going to end up. Is ideally in a perfect, not in a perfect world, depending on how you see perfect. Ooh, missed half wall. But in a 20XX type ultimate world, it's going to be based off camp. That's just how the game's going to be. But having the ability to mix it up is going to really work if everyone tries to be perfect with this camping. Being able to mix it up is going to mess with everybody at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah. We're already starting to see that. Players and characters who have a lot of ability to just kind of pick and choose their zones and really rush you down and then camp you out as well. They're strong. That's why I think Pac-Man will be strong if you don't do stuff like that.
I lost his jump, but hey, Mata is actually at 101. This is totally doable. That also just eats it, which is
optimal, probably.
Yeah, I mean, we did see earlier the ghost spike.
Ghost ride the whip, man.
That's gonna, no, didn't get it out in time.
Those bell confirms have been something that Kurshaun's been having a lot of trouble with tonight, I've noticed. Normally he's on top of that, but like he's reacting a little bit too late.
I also think he's not really throwing those out to hit them. He's throwing them out to limit space. And he's not anticipating people to jump into them.
Yeah, exactly. That time, because of the previous blunder, he kind of had his foot on the gas pedal already, but, this is going to hurt a lot with no DI on those up airs as well. Yeah, he's just going straight up.
Oh, he also used WAP before pull-off came out, so we were getting up on half WAP time, and that move was like frame 8. So it is, in this situation, probably a lot better than having full WAP, but it may not even matter with how he's playing that side.
Yep. Didn't even matter at all. He lets it rip at the very end. Sometimes you got it when nature calls, but the only thing I'm calling Matador right now is a winner of that game number 1.
Kurshaun, it has to find a way to get around Mata's just movement in the air. There's another way to put it. Wario fast in the air. Pac-Man should be able to just throw hitboxes out against most characters, but you can't do that against Wario with how fast he's able to move around those fast aerials that he has himself.
Yeah, ironically, and I don't like telling players to do this without, lots of reason, but I think the answer might be to camp harder, ironically. Because he has to kind of put out the hydrant beforehand, which Matador is not getting a lot of space to do. But if you have a situation like here, like get your punish, then you retreat behind the hydrant. That's the thing. He's overextending on these strings, and because of that, Matador is one of the better players in the region that's just reversing those and making you pay for it a lot.
Yeah, and I just want to note, Mata landed on the, specifically drifted towards the hydrant to land on it for less end lag.
That's confidence right there. Yeah. Playing with Pac-Man's hydrant is something you have to know what you're doing. You can't guess.
It's still keeping it even, and that's just both these characters, honestly. One missed attack is going to lead to a punish. It just will. Yeah. How fast these characters' aerials are and what they have that links into them.
Yeah, they just have such good frame data, and oh man, you got hit by that bike from across the room. Like
Ghost Bike, I'm telling you, it's different. There's the bell. He's running away, just camping a little bit harder, just giving him some space as well.
Yep, and there we go. Now we can really see if Kurshaun has what it takes to do what he really needs to do. He needs to put that hydrant near the center, or maybe below a platform, and just hang out behind it. Leave. Okay, you're getting damage, but You know, when you scrap with Matador, that's kind of what he wants. He's so good at scrapping.
So scary. You're stuck. You can't. Oh, getting close to the bouncing hydrant. Oh, that's gonna take it.
Yeah, some extra credit there, but not nearly enough for Wario specifically.
Yeah. And I do like this stage pick for Kurshaun. I have always, not even always thought, it's just after seeing it lately, Kurshaun is not a good player on PS2. I think that is easily one of his worst stages. And I think he suffers from the whole idea of just not counter pick, just start PS2. It's a neutral stage. But I don't think I've seen Kurshaun win on that stage in a long time.
That's such an interesting stage. Oh, you're dead. See ya. But PS2 is such an interesting stage to be bad on. Like, this everyone's most practiced stage, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's the issue. I feel like Kurshaun needs a game to get used to how everyone's playing. So so PS2 is just sadly the location of where he's suffering. And I think his main issue, you talked about it, that he, despite his name, he will sometimes struggle to camp.
Yep.
And PS2 with how big it is, you know, it can be a bit hard to, consistently get in there with how much space there is, which is as weird as it is to say. That should be a camper's, playground. But it can get overwhelming with this. You know, you think you should be able to cover that space, but you're not. But on small battlefield, you know, how do you get in on a Pac-Man on this stage? This is super good because there's not all that open space for someone to just, you know, somehow mistakenly get their way in on.
Oh, what a catch on that. And now this might turn to an issue. I've actually never seen it thrown down like that. It's funny. That still does the loop. Huh.
Now that you mention it, I think the only time I've seen is like Z drops and stuff, but then it's always like immediately going to get hit by a hydrant.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. No, not
again.
I think the up smash blunder in the last game maybe got to him there. Because up smash definitely would have hit. It's just, that is so unlucky.
Yeah, get outplayed by the mash. All right, but again, Kurshaun pressing forward, and because of that, Matador, look at this position he has. I don't know if Kurshaun will be able to get off the ledge. There's some panic rolls right there.
That's going to be it.
There we go, yeah. The bell saving his bacon right there, honestly.
Just, unable to hit that bear, which that move is surprisingly fast for it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be, but it's big-ish. It's fast, it's safe. So it matters to do 5 of them, and somehow Kurshaun managed to avoid all of them.
Yeah. It was funny because you were saying that, and it was we were talking about the bear. I was like, who are we talking about? Until you said Matt, I was like, that's both characters.
That is true, yeah. Although Pac-Man bear is it's actually surprisingly, if you're not landing it, it's laggy.
Yeah, it does have end lag, yeah.
And that is the one thing that I feel is not talked about enough in this game. Rising aerials versus landing aerials. People just always assume that, character has safety on shield, that it should just be impossible to punish or easy to punish, whatever. But landing with an aerial versus rising, it's like 2 different things.
Yeah.
You get different combos based off that too. You have whole different combo trees specifically of, are you short hopping landing with an aerial? You full hopping, blah 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 blah. One of those different things. Wario's aerials are rather safe because he's able to fall so fast to the ground. But if he tries to rise with them, most of them at least, they kind of just stay out there for a bit. And he should just be a big target.
Yeah, honestly, not to mention that rising aerials are highly underutilized. I saw ZD earlier today. Oh wait, we gotta talk about this recovery right here real quick. It seems getting dicey. Okay, with the waft, you're still gonna be able to survive, but oh, what a reversal right there from Kurshaun using the bell. And there we go. Now Kurshaun's starting to use some more bag of trips, playing a little bit more confidently than we saw in the previous games. Yeah,
not able to get has to go low there, but Kurshaun, Matador is not going to punish it until he jumps off the ledge.
Yeah. And it's going to happen, The way that he's throwing off those back airs, you think, okay, when he lands, you can jump and be safe, but it's Wario. You remember who you're fighting the moment after you get hit by it.
And I was talking about it with Wood, how it feels like Wario's one of the characters that had to suffer from the online nerfs a lot. Of course, there's Zero Suit, Zero Suit, Palutena, I guess, but not really, because Palu was broken before anyways. Now she's just not as broken. But Wario has, you know, at the end of the day, it feels like more of the Wario players are more willing to just get creative with what happened to them. There's a lot of like Palu players switched, Zero Suit players switched, but a lot of it's still affected. Just gonna up smash through it. So effectively, you lost a lot of your up tilt confirms, your up air stuff. So you have to be very specific with how you hit those to try to get a waft. And I feel like with the way Mata plays, I can't tell if it's just he thinks it's gonna be funny if the waft actually hits, or if he just legitimately has not adapted even like 2 years after.
That is a great question. That is a great question. He is very much a player who would be like, wouldn't it be funny if this happened?
Yeah. Great. Good roll. You can't neutral get up there with how long that lingers. You can't stick with it. You can't stick on ledge. That does poke below.
Yeah. Both of them playing pretty well right now, but when it comes to scrambles, I was just about to say, when it comes to the scrambles, Matador will come out ahead. Nice.
Can you be able to get the bell in the up smash?
That wouldn't work on PS2.
It wouldn't have you, right? That is also like something that's not talked a lot about in this game. People will always discount Small Battlefield as being a PS2 clone. It's not. You can do so many different things. For instance, a lot of like fun fact, a lot of Steve's setups don't work on PS2. That I don't think you should go there instead of Small Battlefield. I think I'd say it's really broken for Steve, but it's also another reason why like a lot of casual players favor Small Battlefield over PS2, despite it, you know, also being a huge stage, so it's kind of hard to get in on at times. It's your up smash. Casual up smash doesn't hit on the top platform. Hitting your FERP stacks is harder on it because of different platform heights. And you see there, it's a bit easier to get your bell confirmed.
Yep. All very important. Especially, you know, that could be the thing that wins Kurshaun this game. 3 minutes left on the clock. Both of them just playing it slow, but... Oh my god, your shield.
Did so much shield damage. It also hit the hydrant.
Yeah. Your shield was a skittle, dude. I cannot believe that you came out of that ahead.
But still going to be able to... Actually, it's not undoable, and I think you're at that point where a lot of Pac-Man stuff won't combo that up smash. No!
Oh my god. That's about as close as it gets.
I think Kurshaun got a star KO. He was he was like right at the top, and it wasn't like slowly moving. He was just at the top. So I think he got star KO'd, which I don't know if he would have died beforehand or whatever, because, you know, but that could have been a potential, you know, have to run it back with a one stock in a game. Which now I'm thinking about it, I think I've really only seen those in Game 5 situations. I don't think I've ever seen that like in a Game 3, Game 4, Game 1 or 2 type thing.
Yeah, I think I've only seen it off the top of my head. I think it didn't happen once at a summit, and like I think that's the only time I remember it.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I can't say I remember, but I've seen like locals and stuff where it's randomly happened. Like Game 5 of the Arcadian winner from North Dakota versus someone from like Southwest Arkansas. Like,
I forgot Arkansas was a state. Honestly. Oh man. But right now, got ourselves a game number 4 right here. Kurshaun pretty much taking that by the skin of his teeth, as close as it gets. So let's see if Matador can kind of stabilize here and start to get things back.
Oh, try to get the bell throw. I've seen Kurshaun utilize F throw more with the bells on platform, because you can just push them into it, and F throw is not a laggy throw. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that sucks.
I like that use of Mata to walk off the stage and use it to potentially catch the recovery. But you know, you don't have a bike anymore, and you miss the tech, and you're not at a percent, what, at a time or a watt. You can recover back with waft. Waft's not going to give you any distance right now.
Yeah, you just would have been burning it for nothing. So just got to hold that L and GG go next, as they say.
Good use of like Q to get him off, and yeah, he didn't have enough time to pick it back up and throw it. Are you playing Pokemon Go?
I am, because I didn't get my daily, and it's 11:52.
I
almost forgot, but I got it. There we go. But so Matador starting to stabilize real quick.
Sorry to call you out. I haven't seen Pokemon Go in forever.
It's all good. It's all good. It happens. But something I haven't seen in forever is Kurshaun land that bell into an F smash. But he manages to react in time, gets that out of the way, and now Matador down to the final stock.
Yeah, this is looking a lot better, even with the wafts on the board. Once again, we've talked about how much we've seen Matador throw away wafts because it'd be funny if they hit. And with our base,
that one was pretty funny.
That was very funny. Like he got hit with a nair like at 30 and died, which is great. But I was gonna say with the percent Kurshaun's at, he should be in a more comfortable position because with how evasive he is normally, he probably wouldn't get hit by any of the kill starters at this percent, or like any of the waft combo starters at this percent before immediately getting hit by a late hit nair into a waft that killed off the side at like 30-40%.
And something I have to point out is that from what I've seen from both these players so far, both of them throw games extremely hard. I'm just going to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong about that one. I've seen both these players just throw away matches.
So I feel like this moment right here isn't going to turn out to who is more clutch and who wins. It's who loses first, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's not going to be one of those situations where it's like, oh, I didn't get outplayed or whatever, or like I didn't get outplayed, I got cheesed or whatever. It's legitimately, it's just gonna come down to who makes that bad decision that results in you complaining about getting cheese.
Yep. Yeah, you see stuff like that. Oh, but you live.
It's half to off mid stage, which that move should be a bit stronger, but
both of them are feeling the pressure. Both of them are scrambling. Both of them fighting demons.
Okay. I will say Kurshaun seems to be very quick to get rid of Bell. I've seen him. We've seen how he will instantly throw it. When, of course, the number one comparison for this is T. Not to like just bring in a top player, but nobody will use to hold on to Bell like T does.
Yeah, they'll just stand in your face with it. It's horrifying.
And it's like, oh, you could have thrown it there. He could have thrown it there and it would have confirmed it. But him holding on to it for even longer is even worse somehow. That's gonna kill though.
Who rolls back there, and two, who gets the punish on that?
Apple's trajectory is like it's one of the ones in the air where it sends at a downwards diagonal angle, which is truly terrifying, for being honest. That is a terrifying area to be able to cover from the air.
In almost any fighting game, that's not a zone that people like to be approached from. That's why dive kicks are so strong in most traditional 2D fighters. That 45 hits hard.
And also by having a projectile version of that, it's not particularly slow. And it doesn't kill until later percents, but that's the problem, is no one's using Apple during the first few parts of the game. So it just randomly appearing out of thin air to hit you at a 45-degree angle is... That's just...
You thought you were safe there.
Yeah.
You thought you were safe.